What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the live stream. One caveat and appointment is, look at this. Oh, boys, I'm not feeling great. I'm not feeling great, but we're going to try and get through tonight's live stream. Oh, let me tell you, as a 42-year-old dad of 3, I should not have done what I did last night. But anyway, that's for a totally different conversation. Good news, though, the market's looking pretty bullish, so we'll talk all about that. We'll talk about what's going on. We'll get into a little bit of the charts. The only thing I would say right now is it does look like Twitter is down, which is kind of annoying because it means a lot of the stuff I prepped, i.e. to take a look at some chart stuff and a few like macro-y things that's going on, is not going to load. So as it is, we are going to try and get through this the best we can, which is fine. I mean, we're not totally dependent on Twitter. We got other sources, we got other things we can look at, but at the same time, just FYI, that's all. So if you're like, you know, we have to look at a few bits. But we'll take a look at the ADP jobs report that came out. Weirdly, it's kind of a real double-edged sword, really, because it's like one side's pretty bearish. The other side is like, well, if it's that bearish, it means this. Anyway, you'll see my point in just a minute. So we'll get into that. And we'll get into a couple of other bits. I want to talk a little bit about this whole strategy sell-off thing, because I keep seeing loads of people who I genuinely would have believed that were not like fearmongers or like just have a little bit more logic applied to how they live their lives. Turns out that's not true. Turns out everyone is just totally freaking out about the strategy thing. So we'll talk a bit about that and whether that actually is important or not. The Fed quantitative easing and that Treasury buyback I told you all about today. $12.5 billion bought back, the biggest in history. Surprise, surprise. With quantitative tightening coming to an end, the Fed go buy back an absolute shit ton of Treasury. So kind of hilarious when you think about it. But as always, do me a quick favor, smash up the like button to a brand new all-time high if you could. That would be great. We'll be getting into all of it. Likewise, if you're here on TikTok as well, don't forget, tap the screen, get bullish, is what I would say, basically. So yeah, good to see you, Cheese. Welcome in. Stardogs here says, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. 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 My body too delicious for you, babe. Right. And that is just a little tease of what might be coming over the course of this next live stream. Okay, good. Let's get into it. Let's get into it and let's see where we go. So here we go then. Bitcoin is on the move, everybody. Good news. 93,000 is currently where we sit, eradicating the massive dump that we got on Monday. In fact, wiping it out completely. It was pretty wild to watch it yesterday. Just absolutely skyrocketed. I'm going to turn you guys so you can see it as well. TikTok, there you go. So yeah, to kind of watch this move. So obviously everyone was like, oh no, we're going to freaking zero. Like, hold on. Although I think we were a little bit more like, I don't think we were super bullish on this downtrend, but we were certainly like, look, it doesn't quite feel normal. It doesn't quite feel like it should be, I guess, doing what it's doing. But hey, it is what it is. But good news, we bounced back up. And then look, some nice consolidation here over, you know, the last sort of 24 hours, which is good to see. You know, normally with something like the move we got yesterday, you can absolutely get this like giant dumb arena. Yeah, it looks like it's just starting to... It looks like it's just starting to kind of function-ish, is what I would say. So I'm getting a couple of little bits up, which is kind of nice. So it means that kind of helps us. But yeah, so essentially, you've got this kind of nice little move. Now, what is more important here is altcoin market feels like it moved a little bit today, which is obviously great news. So Ethereum particularly, 4.5%. We'll touch on why Ethereum's been skyrocketing over the course of the last 24 hours. And it is specific to Ethereum, by the way, because actually layer 2s haven't really moved. Look at Aero, 1.88, for example. You also look at some of the other coins that are particularly, you know, Jasmine, for example, is on the Ethereum blockchain, Chainlink as well. Like, none of these have been going absolutely wild, while at the same time, ETH to be 4.7% up on the day, back above 3,100, when you've got also like a reasonably decent move on BTC is a pretty big deal. Like, that's a pretty good news story. And then starting to clearly push out here. When you look at the 4 hour, look how crazy that chart is. That chart is literally wild. And then the daily candles look even more funky as well. So pretty interesting as this all plays out. And once again, I think certainly is, certainly is testing, resolving this market. Does it mean the bull market's back? You know, I'm not going to suggest for a second that I think so. I'm very much cautious around where we are, and I think it's worth being cautious right now. Just, you know, we'll see. Fed decision on what? We got Fed decisions coming up on the 10th, obviously, and then they did a massive buyback of treasuries today. So not necessarily the Fed, but the US Treasury. I have it here somewhere. No, I don't, because Twitter's gone down. they bought back 12.5 billion. Now, that is in line with their buyback program. So it's not like they randomly just went and spent $12.5 billion buying treasuries back, but it is a it is like a new thing that they've been doing. But this one today was it was a big one, and there's a few more to come yet as well. I think there's like 2 more to come. But yeah, it's pretty good news if you ask me. Axe, we're in the new weekly cycle. Up we go. Let's do it. Alts are fine. Well, some of them. Yeah, I mean, look, generally speaking, alts actually had a pretty decent rally, which is good news. Overall market cap, 3.13 trillion. So it's a big old number that. You think about where we were on this kind of dump down to sort of where we are right now. It's a pretty decent move. Now, doesn't mean we're out of the water. Like I said, we've been talking about this kind of setup for a while now. What does it look like? And you remember we put this Fibonacci on here to sort of see where we are. So we did bounce nicely off the 382 Fibonacci, which we talked about, I think, man, when was I last live? Whenever I have a day off, it feels like I took about a month off. But you can see there that the support of the 382. So we're looking for 99,000. Essentially, we want to see a break back above 100K. That's the number we're looking for. And I think the break back above 100K with volume support would then indicate to me that certainly for the short term, that Bitcoin could then start to send to new all-time highs. I think we've got to get there. We've got to get past a few things, but I think that's kind of what we're looking at here on the weekly candles. Daily candles, still a little bit different, but you know, you're looking for a little bit more in terms of a move up from that all-time high to sort of where we are now. So you can see we broke the 236, the 236 Fibonacci. We broke that one. So the next target, 98,000, aligns to pretty much everything we're talking about. So depending on how you look, where you look at your fib, whether it's on the week, whether it's on the retrace, whatever, 98,000 is kind of, you know, anything between 98 and 100 is sort of where we're looking at, which I think then at that point could argue for a reversal. And again, just giving you an idea, I've still got stable coins sat there. I'm still not super trusting of this move right now. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. We can bring this chart up, actually, that I thought was just worth noting here. Now, it doesn't mean like too much, but what you still have 2.096 Bitcoin available on exchanges. So liquidity is relatively thin on exchanges right now. So what you can then see is you can get relatively quick movements up in the markets or down. So, you know, that's kind of why we are seeing it. But what's important here is there is an absolute truckload of BTC leaving exchanges at rapid rates of knots, as there is with like Ethereum and as there is with many others. So you can see there, like ETH, 184,000 have left exchanges. As you go down the list, you know, lots of other coins are starting to do the same as well. So yeah, pretty interesting that we're actually starting to see some of this move away from exchanges and start to kind of come out, particularly in the top ones, BTC, USDT as well. So yeah, interesting, not USDT, sorry, ETH and BTC. Pretty interesting as that kind of walks through. So yeah, I mean, decent in terms of price. I think, you know, kind of bullish in terms of where all that sits. And yeah, I mean, look, hopefully we can continue to see this a bit more movement. I think, like I said, 98,000 for me is the absolute pinnacle. That is the number that should be on everyone's mind and absolutely should be in the world of breaking back above. Starting to think after all these years being in crypto, the US government are dictating how the markets, well, Marky Mark, maybe. I mean, did you see the UK government's like, oh, we're going to be a little bit more pro-crypto? Oh, a surprise. Still don't trust them come January. Like, trust me, I just don't trust anyone come January. I'm in the East Midlands. Crypto Dino, is that close enough? Where's Crypto Dino? Dave, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Future Profit. Is it a good week for XRP? Well, it's doing all right, in fairness. Have we got any Brummies in the house? There we are. Crypto Dino, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. About 50% American audience, which is kind of wow. Bro, we are going down. Weekend, we are in a bear market percent. Well, alts are dead. Chipper blessings. What's going on, Axe? I mean, look, those price targets, what we're going to look at. If we break us above them, then fine. If we don't, then that's kind of where I get to with it. So I don't think you can be as, like structural as yes or no. And we've sort of said that now for a while, haven't we? BTC has to break 93. Yeah. Well, we have broke 93. We actually got to about 93,800. The difference is if you want to see longer term structural, if you want to see reversal trends, i.e. markets go the complete opposite way, then, you know, yeah, we need to see it. Now, what's interesting is you're starting to play out a very similar pattern that we saw from that massive pump in sort of end of 2024 and then the start of 2025, where we came in with that big double top. And then obviously we wicked all the way back down with loads of nervousness around tariffs and, You know, this was obviously the Trump pump here, where it was like, okay, Donald Trump's going to win. This was all the tariff, you know, news. It was like, yeah, I'm going to come in. We're going to absolutely tariff the living shit out of everybody. So, you know, get ready, blah, 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 blah. That was kind of how all that played through. So in our argument's sake, you could say, well, this setup here, which was, you know, very much around tariff nervousness, it is similar to kind of what we've got now, you know, recession nervousness, the fact that the fact that there's lots going on in terms of the US, particularly obviously midterms will start to come and form part of a thing for next year. People are still nervous. You've obviously got ADP jobs report, which came in a little bit bearish. We'll touch on this in a minute, by the way, but just to give you the headline number, bad news, down 32%, right? 32,000 jobs. That's a swing, by the way, of nearly 80,000 jobs versus October. So this is kind of why you had such massive volatility today. But this could absolutely be setting up the same, in my opinion. So this kind of whole narrative, how people felt, nervousness in the market, is sort of similar to where we are. Here's the very much different thing, though, to think about, which is why, if you think of the bull market case as an example, if you think a bull market case, well, then this could sort of go and go even higher. We could be talking 150. I know that's a really bad drawing on the charts, but you could be talking 150. Why? Because here, quantitative tightening was in. Here, quantitative easing is, quantitative tightening's ended. Let's call it that. Let's not call it QE. What's going on, Vern? Let's just call it QT has ended right now. So I think we could get that. What's going on, Fairground? I think what's important and what is playing out, if any of you did watch my Bitcoin update video on Monday, and I think maybe even yesterday as well, I talked about how I thought this week was going to be super volatile, that there was going to be loads of kind of crazy moves in the market. And look, it's pretty much exactly how it's played out. So that gives you an idea. Like I said, the rest of the altcoin market is what it is. But like Ethereum now breaking back. And what's important here with ETH, and this is why I think we might get a little bit more momentum pushing with this. If you remember as well from the Monday night live stream, I said, watch out, ETH breaking out, and it may well drag Bitcoin with it. Well, look, ETH broke out from this top support line, broke the 20-day exponential moving average, is now starting to print back to the upside. So ETH looking really strong, actually. Good volume coming in. And like I said, in the last couple of days is up about 6.5%. So ETH looking pretty nice as well. Rest of alts, you know, pretty good. With a couple out there, you know, the Swift coin, for anyone who cares, down about 3%. Zcash, I still don't trust Zcash, by the way. We obviously talked about that on the Sunday night show. If you're not with us, I will, we talked about Zcash in a bit of detail. I'm going to post in the Discord if you guys will let me know what you want to talk about this. Oh, shit, I'm not going to be here this Sunday. I'm actually not going to be here this Sunday. I'm not going to be live on Sunday night again. I've got another work thing to do, so I won't be here Sunday night. So, yeah, and I can't stream Saturday night because I'm at the snooker. Sorry, everybody. Maybe we do it Monday. But anyway, we'll talk about a particular coin. Maybe Monday, right? We'll do it. But yeah, don't trust Zcash. I just don't think it's anything. Yeah, I know, Tim. Yeah, that picture you sent me. I'd just be really mindful of it. What is nice to see, and I guess maybe early signs of market recovery, we get a couple of meme coins starting to move. So, you know, Pepe up 4.5%, which is kind of nice. Dogecoin 3, SHIB 6. You know, that's kind of pretty good to see as well. So, favorably good news. Now, also look at this. Look at these bond yields. All went down, right? All went down, which is great news. So you've got things like the 3-month, 2-month, 1-month, the 10-year. Still, by the way, holding 4.06. But yeah, interesting. And then look, note this as well. You remember we Saturday to Pete. We talked about this. And if you remember, I talked about the Japanese yen versus US dollar. And I said, if you want to see BTC to come up, this needs to do this, right? We need to continue to see the yen weaken against the dollar. That's what we need to see. Now, yes, it is. There are still significant concerns that the bond yields are going to go up in Japan, and I actually think they probably will. Here is what I think is happening, though, right now, particularly in this market, which you could look at it one of two ways, really. You could look at it as a really bullish case, and you could look at it as a fairly bearish case as well. So, if you take this, so let's take the ADP jobs report. I'm not going to go in too much detail, but what do we get? You got negative 32, okay? So basically they're saying in private employment, this is like non-farm payroll jobs, right? That they're down 32,000 jobs. Job creation has been flat during the second half of 2025 and pay growth has been a downward trend. November hiring was particularly weak in manufacturing. Well, we talked about that on Monday night, given that report, the ISM report that came out that we actually missed and we were lower than we should have been. And you've also then got professional and business services, information and construction. Okay, so we know this is there. Now, what happens, and there's a little bit of a quiz here for everybody that's in the chat. If jobs stay bad, what does it mean the Federal Reserve needs to do? First comment gets read out. Magatron73 says, who the heck is that moron on the thumbnail? Well, it's actually because I wasn't here yesterday, I couldn't send all the stuff over to my thumbnail artist. So it's an AI representation of me. Yeah, it's not me. It's definitely not me. But yeah, it's an AI representation. So cut rates, exactly that. Exactly that. So the reality is that as jobs weaken, and we've been saying this for a while, cut interest rates, Liam, you got it. Yeah, you got it. Cut, everyone's there. God, you guys are smart. So as jobs weaken, then they have to cut it. This is why we're now printing 89%. So we're basically saying, yeah, we're going to get a rate cut in December. That's less than 7 days, a bit away. So we know that the 25 basis points cut's going to come in. Now, what's also worth noting here is that when you look at where this is actually coming out of, and we touched on this a little bit last time, look at this. Look how like crazy this is. So the change of establishment size. So this is where you can actually see where jobs are. So large corporations are still hiring. Like they're still like, fucking hell, we need loads of people. Mid-size. Now, if you remember from the October report, this was negative. So this is good news. This has come back, by the way. So mid-size employment is still good. Where it's absolutely disaster are the sole traders, the single employee, companies or anything below 50. So that's small businesses. They are really struggling right now, which if they cut rates, this will be the supportive thing about it. When you've got massive companies, you can absorb additional costs. You can kind of absorb that. Which, by the way, if you looked at it from a UK standpoint, I actually think it would be very different because the fact that we are making it even harder for small businesses to kind of operate. But this is kind of interesting, and in my opinion, maybe the thing that then holds up the market because actually, big companies employing people means that more people are going to get paid. If you're like a one-person, small business that's going in, like, yeah, people are not going to be in it, but we will see. And then you can see kind of where it's all playing out. So manufacturing getting absolutely slaughtered. Why? Because no one's building anything. The actual manufacturing data is down. So we need these two things to kind of correlate. ISM, which essentially tells us that that's an expansion. And then obviously we'll get more jobs mean more paying people. Great. But obviously at the minute, that means we're in decline. What is important? National resource and mining up. And then services that historically have bailed out this report is also not good. So you can see that trade, transportation, utilities got a little bit. The rest of it, not so much. Educational, health, no one cares. Leisure and hospitality, no one really cares. And then all the rest of it is kind of where it is. So yeah, pretty interesting. They take it from 26 million US employees, which I thought was pretty interesting, by the way. I don't know who she is. But yeah, that kind of gives you a view of the ADP jobs report, which gives you this. Fed needs to raise rates to clear the inflating debt, and that pumps crypto as people run to safety. However, everyone wants cuts because it's comfortable. Ignorance for family and friends who runs on cash. Raising rates does not... What? Fed needs to raise rates to clear the... Raising rates does not do good things. Definitely not. It's the absolute opposite. If you raise rates, people go into gold and people go into cash and people get out of anything risk. Like, why the hell would they be in risk assets? Yeah. We can see it here, look. I can literally show you. I think. So yeah, so there you go. Look, this year is very, very different, but you can see once the Fed starts raising rates, like Bitcoin dumps its arse off. So yeah, I'm really not sure about that. I don't necessarily think I don't think it's a good thing. Raising rates is bad. It means your debt costs more. It means everything that costs more. It means people don't expand their companies. It means people don't build or give job growth increases, blah, 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 blah. Like, yeah, it's definitely not good news. To raise rates is not. I get the point, but yeah, it really isn't. Yeah, raising rates rips prices off and the reset comes faster. You ain't saving the dollar. I said this dip was same as the tariff on last week. Yeah, literally. I literally said that at the start of the stream as well. So being bearish, a weekly cycle lows, being bearish when you need to make all-time highs. I'm down for it. What did you buy? I didn't buy anything. Hello, what did you buy? I haven't bought anything yet. I'm still, like I said, I'm not super confident in this market right now. But this line here, by the way, the blue line is the federal funds rate. So that tells you, that absolutely tells you what they did. And as the federal fund rate comes up, you can see that Bitcoin comes down. So generally speaking, with the difference of kind of where we are now, I think this market is a bit weird, isn't it? If we just, oops, I did not mean to do that. If we think about where we are, then this is where it is a little bit different. Is it worth it? What? EC says, is it worth it? What's the rare of crypto? Go on, you'll have to rephrase that. I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. But anyway, the difference you've had, though, is you've still got relative, think about this. The federal funds rate target is 2%. They're still what, 3.8-ish, 3.75? What is the rate of crypto? Do you mean how much, like, what is the price of Bitcoin? What you mean? So the federal funds rate is still pretty high, in fairness. It is still pretty high, but yeah. New bingo card for the new year 2026? Yeah, let's do it, LK. I'm down for that. I'm down for it. Well, we need to do a bingo card for, yeah, Bitcoin right now, 93,000. We need to do a bingo card for the Fed FOMC next week, which we'll do, we'll probably do like Monday or Tuesday, I think. So, good. Right, okay. So we talked about that. Right, let's get into a little bit of technicals. Let's get into a little bit of charts. Has and is this playing ball anymore? Twitter, you sorted your life out yet? Yes, there we go. Well, a little bit. So there you go. Look at that. Treasury news. The US Treasury bought back $12.5 billion of their own debt. That's pretty wild, in fairness. That BTC looks like it'll make a head and shoulder on the chart. Like a lot, but who knows? I mean, that's true. I still think we're going to visit the 75K zones. It's just a relief rally. Yeah, maybe. That's why I was saying I think 98K is the big number. You flip 98K, I will then allow myself. I mean, you guys got to do what your own thoughts, but I would then say to myself, look, we flip 98K, we hold it with relative volume, then we might be okay. We might be okay, but I think it's got to be. I think we'd have to see a bit more movement. Personally, doesn't mean we can't get it, but you definitely want to see a little bit more. So I'm just trying to find one other thing that we've been looking at, and I can't find it because I'm a massive chopper. There it is. There should be S&P for what? What? I do not know what you mean. What do you think about H-bar, bro? Yeah, I like H-bar. We talked about H-bar a while. I like it. I think it's a bit quiet right now, personally, but yeah, I quite like it. I quite like the whole, H-bar, Algorand. I just think you need to pick one and go into it as opposed to being like invested in loads of them. Just my opinion, by the way. But yeah, I like it. Good tech. Lots of good partnerships come in. Again, I just feel it's a bit quiet at the minute with H-bar, but I think it's the same with a number of other companies, which did change yesterday. We'll touch on the big announcement that came out. The S&P 500 is for stocks, right? But there should be a variation for crypto. Yeah. I don't really know what you mean, but yeah, I guess so. So the other thing to think about here, by the way, oh, my face in the way. Okay, I'll do that. There you go. So this is still the repo debt that we've been talking about. So this is still a little bit from the liquidity perspective into the banks. So in essence, injecting capital, but not quite the same as, money printing, but still $2.5 billion went into the banking sector last night with over 5.6. So still quite a lot, going in. In the grand scheme of things, not so much. If you look at something like the 5-year, this is obviously 22, 21 when we came out from that, and it was the whole kind of, pandemic-y nonsense and all this kind of shit. But, we are sort of where we are, a little bit more there, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, Bitcoin's kind of holding up all right. So fingers crossed we'll see this. We will see this push up. So, nice close of like 93, 93.2 or something to be kind of nice. You just want a crypto ETF, bro. Yeah, well, I mean, that is the other thing, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure there's trackers and stuff, Bitcoin trackers, but yeah, ETFs essentially are kind of that sort of thing. How far you think it can go? H-bar? I mean, we talked about it. Depends. I mean, if the market's over, the market's over. Like, I mean, it's one of those things where in a bull market, and if everything was aligned, like H-bar should have rallied to probably knocking on the door of $1, but man, altcoins, investing in basically anything would have been better than altcoins right now this cycle. So, I guess you've got two train of thoughts. One is that we've still got an insane bull market to come and that 2026 is going to be the big one and H-bar gets to $1 as Bitcoin gets to 135, 140K. Or we're all going to zero and it's all over. But yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's talk about a couple of charts. Let's get into a few little bits and pieces, and then we will sort of take any thoughts and opinions and questionnaires. So this is the long-term holder supply, which we've touched on. This again is relatively flat right now. So we want to see this start to tick up a little bit, or at least not selling off. So it's not the worst number right now, but as price ticks up, what we don't want to start to see is this come down, which we have historically seen when price ticks up. Sometimes we definitely get this kind of idea that people sell off, and we don't want to see that. We want to ideally hold up, and long-term holders, they essentially hold the bull market down, which I think is important. So fingers crossed we're going to keep that moving, which I think is important, and hopefully we'll sort of keep that rocking and rolling. Again, worthwhile, just very much keep an eye on that particular thing. We also have this big news, which I thought was interesting. We touched on this last week. Eric Trump's cryptocurrency firm tumbles nearly 40% amid the crypto winter. No! Shares in the company fell from 239 to 190. Bear in mind that was $235 million investment fund going into that. So that's kind of pretty interesting as that walked through. So yeah, worthwhile thinking about if you were to ask me, and certainly is probably a bit more, a bit more bullish than we've seen maybe. And I think this kind of narrative will absolutely be driven by, do you think the Trump administration, family, whatever, is going to let this all just kind of dwindle? And it's very different to, like, I know people attribute it, they go, well, the Trump meme coin was a complete crock of shit. And you're like, yeah, okay, I get that. This is actually a legitimate hardware company that, we can sort of be all over. So I think that's a positive, albeit it might not feel like it right now. I do think that will be a positive and certainly going to be worthwhile keeping an eye on, because they may well see us push a little bit higher. So yeah. Now, also today, I don't know if you saw, but there was a couple of people got together, a couple of boys got together, and they were all like, "Oh, we're gonna get super bullish, and we think the world's gonna be a better place." And yeah, they started talking like this. I'm gonna play a clip for you guys from none other than why has that done that? That's not what's meant to happen, by the way. Do I need to delete this? Hold on a minute. Sorry, remove. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right. Why is that not doing the whole window? That is more annoying than ever, actually. There we go. Yeah, so Larry Fink and Brian Armstrong got together, and yeah, this is what they said.
Called crypto an index for money laundering. BlackRock
and thieves.
Yes. Money laundering and thieves. Right. You now have the biggest Bitcoin ETF. So what happened here?
I have very strong views, but that doesn't mean I'm not wrong. By having strong views, you have to test yourself and ask yourself. And in my role, I see thousands of clients a year. I have governmental leaders. And we have these conversations, and my thought process always evolves. And this is a very glaring public example of a big shift, in my opinion.
That's right. So Larry Fink, weirdly enough, is now bullish on Bitcoin. Who the hell would have thought that? Get it, Larry. Larry's gone big on BTC and totally has shifted his narrative, which again, when you then start to look into what has been happening, and this isn't the only one, by the way, and this is the bit that when you start to walk through some of this, you can be in a world of going, maybe, just maybe, this market isn't over. Now, I do think it's a very challenging moment, and I do think there is loads of debate as to whether the bull market, oh my God, did not me do that, whether the bull market is going to be a thing, whether we missed it, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But it is worth noting here. Christina, what's going on? It is worth noting here quite significantly that while ever you've got Larry Fink going bullish on BTC, look what happened today with ETFs. They bought 1,316 Bitcoin over the course of the last 24 hours. So the set in here can absolutely shift very, very quickly. You've gone from disaster to, pumping to oblivion, which is kind of good news. Well, I say pumping to oblivion. We've certainly been moving over the course of the last 24 hours. But, you've got this kind of completely shifting pace from BlackRock, which has then made their clients been like, hey, we want to get back in. Like, we're about buying it. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. So, this is kind of good news. And certainly we could be in a world where we're going to see more. Now, BlackRock isn't the only one that shifted. And I touched a little bit on this on my update video. So again, I highly recommend if you don't watch my BTC update videos, they come out 11:30 every day. Watch them because they go into a little bit more macro detail around it, or join our free Discord. And then you get alerted every time a new bit of content goes up, live stream goes up, etc., etc., etc. Get in that. But Vanguard officially now are rocking and rolling with their ETFs. So over $1 billion in the first 30 minutes. That is fucking insane, bro. Here is why this is important though, because now you've got a competitor that is on an equivalent capital platform, i.e. they're as big as, BlackRock to a degree. Obviously BlackRock is insane. Let's just check. So BlackRock and Vanguard. Let's just see how they stack up against each other. But so Vanguard being able to do this is a big deal, right? That is a big deal. Okay. Now, when you start looking at particularly those, so think of it this way, right? BlackRock, $13.5 trillion as under management. Vanguard, $10 trillion. So they're pretty close when you kind of chuck that in. Then you chuck in Charles Schwab, who are now going to be coming into the market as well. $12 trillion. Charles Schwab says it will offer Bitcoin and Ethereum trading in early 2026. So does this support a bigger narrative in 2026? Like, you've got all these companies that may be now battling for your coins. Do you know what I mean? Your cryptocurrency. So this is kind of big news, and why I think, there's so many arguments for 2026 being very, very bullish. I still think, though, you want to stay very true to the technicals and still be in a world of saying, look, we have to hit some of these numbers before we can even start to really think about whether it's going. But early signs, and I know we're still 93K, so you could argue and say, well, hold on a minute too, but let's not get too excited. Jesus Christ, back in early October, we were at 125K. Like, look at where we are now. But we all know that this can shift pretty quickly. Think about it. If we did the same sort of numbers that we did here, and we sort of said this, didn't we? So 180 days from where we wick down to the bottom. What does that look like if we do the same? And I know this is very rudimental maths. Well, that would put us at the 19th of May. Okay, cool. Well, that feels like a pretty solid number. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But yeah, kind of interesting to think about when you sort of get into that. Now, for every bullish case, just my view, there is a bearish case. And this is one of the biggest bearish cases that I've seen. And equally, what I would say is so many people, I think, are getting this wrong. And I just don't really get it. I am very much open to anyone's views, anyone's thoughts, what people think about it, because I just think this whole narrative of like, oh, MicroStrategy is going to, default. They're going to start to dump, blah, 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 blah. Why is TikTok, why are you not balancing properly? Oh, there you are. There you go, TikTok. I just think it's a bit of nonsense, really. But Bitcoin, down, people start freaking out about the fact that, Michael Saylor is going to sell Bitcoin. Like, we all know that's not going to be the case. I don't believe. And he would only get a case if there was a massive run on it. XRP started ripping up when silver's price held 58.9 for the last 2 hours. Oh, I haven't looked at XRP, actually. What is it? XRP, it's up 2%. 220, though. Still a decent price, isn't it? Still a decent price. But this is kind of what everyone's freaking out about, which is the MSCI consultation and index mechanics. I mean, do we think they'll remove them? They probably will. Like, they probably will. Which could be a bad catalyst in early 2026. But don't forget, 15th of January is when they actually give a view on it, right? Yeah, but what scares me is if the manipulation is as bad between 3 to 5 trillion in the market. Imagine the yeah, but what's the difference though? Once the Clarity Act gets passed, which I think is why you're getting some of these companies coming in now, right? I think this is why you're getting them coming in, because they feel a little bit more comfortable getting in. There definitely is less potential risk, let's call it that. And I think that's why you're getting things like Charles Schwab coming in the new year. And I think they're all getting in and positioning themselves now while they probably can. Seems like the market cap is odd. What's that for? ET says, are you into crypto? Cut that shit. Seems odd that the market cap is at 200 billion last time that was a thing, and it was at $5 for XRP. Yeah, I could see that. I went to sell silver today to get some profits. The coin shops wouldn't buy silver eagles, and my 10 unknowns buy, they offered me $10 under spot. Stinks. Wow. I don't think people trust the silver move. That's why. I think that's why the people are concerned about it. But yeah, this is kind of good news. Now, Strategy is built its position through cash, convertible debt, and its market equity programs. Management has now described sales as last resort too if the balance sheet metrics deteriorate. Now, we've obviously tracked this and still do track it from where this is not what I wanted to bring up then. Where is it? Where? Oh, I know where it is. It's in here. It's in here. So we track, obviously, we track Saylor's MSTR, and we kind of keep an eye on what's going on with it. Now, the rumor is he was going to buy some more. He hasn't, but he did take us to 60 billion. But yeah, the actual metrics are down if you look at it from a total capital of Bitcoin, but they're still offering pretty good returns. Like, they're still offering pretty good returns in this. So, it's got to go pretty far down. I think their average is about 10% yield that they've been offering their people that hold it. So why all of a sudden are they going to sell everything? It doesn't make any sense. Like, at 10% yield, you're still getting better than any bank account, even like corporate treasuries. Like, you're still getting better money returns for that. There's not really anyone else. I don't know what dividends, if any, are on Nvidia and those kind of stocks, but I just don't believe for a second this is as bad as people make it out to be. They're like, oh, strategy might sell some Bitcoin. I just don't believe it. And if I was to hazard a guess, Shane, what's going on, man? Thank you for that. If I was to hazard a guess, they would never sell from their main account. Like, if you think they've just got that, like, I think you're kidding yourselves. Like, they'll definitely have some more money somewhere. Sailor's not stupid, but I definitely don't think it's going to be a big deal. We're on the verge of a trend line break upwards on most charts. Yeah. Hopefully. MSTR price prediction. What is it at right now? Man, yeah, BTC is nicely moving. MSTR is at 188. Now, obviously, this is going to move with the price of BTC, isn't it? But yeah, you know, it's starting to move back to the upside, which is kind of nice. So, you know, hopefully we can sort of continue this move and start to see a little bit more bullishness. But yeah, I still just think it's not a big deal. And loads of people are kind of calling it. Everyone's like, oh, well, Michael Saylor might sell Bitcoin. On the index side, investors will look for the consultation conclusion, any grace period, and whether changes are faced. So again, this whole narrative of like, well, they're going to get rid of this, and like the next day it's going to be like, right, see you later, get the hell out of here. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But we will certainly keep an eye on it. We'll keep close to it because it's probably going to be worth it. But yeah, we will see. I mean, the market might be absolutely fucking skyrocketing, by the way. The shares each have less Bitcoin. It was a paper push, but he sold Bitcoin. Did he? He sold Bitcoin. When the BTC holdings are worth more than the market cap, it seems like a decent opportunity. Yeah, I agree. Solana, man, I'm still big on Solana. All mine's still staked. Grabbing that just under 7%. Beautiful. Stardock, you've been saying we're heading to zero past few months, and now you're bullish. Hey, if Stardock's bullish, then it's good news. It's good news, in my opinion. So, what else? Well, look, this is the big thing that I think a lot of people are talking on. We got a video coming out about this. The US Fed ended QT. Why is the Bitcoin price still below 100,000, bro? Federal Reserve has officially brought its multi-year quantitative tightening program to a close, freezing the balance sheet at about 6.57 trillion after draining more than 2.3 trillion from the system in 2022. So again, if you didn't watch my video, I guess what this is all about, you kind of have to understand it. The fact that basically they took 2.2 trillion out of the market. This is like the injection back in. Now, we won't get this 6.57, but they'll stop taking it back out. Maybe put a little bit back in, but crypto investors are expecting the end of QT to relieve some of the selling pressure that's contributed to the crypto industry in recent months, which you always expect. And then also, when you take a look at just some of the narratives, the entire crypto market short-term behavior is starting to show signs of bullishness, particularly the entire market up 7% in the last 24 hours. So, you know, short-term rallies, this is why I'm saying we need to be a little bit mindful of the move. But, you know, look, at the same time, we do actually get some good news. What else has been going on in terms of, you know, good news? ETFs returning with strong inflows. That's good. Institutional demand is kind of coming in pretty strong. The Fusaka upgrade for Ethereum. That's why you're getting a bit of a move on Ethereum. I don't think it's a big deal, though. I mean, we talked about this before. I just don't think it's a big deal. But anyway, you get where that is. And then you've also got expectation of just easing in terms of constraints, particularly liquidity constraints as a general market. So banks, Fed rates, blah, 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 blah. So all that kind of good stuff, which hopefully we'll continue to get those cuts. Final couple of little bits, and then we'll get into kind of anything you guys have got, any questions you've got. Just do me a quick favor, though, if you could. Like 130 odd people in the stream right now, 140 people. Give me a quick thumbs up on the stream. Would appreciate it. Likewise, if you're on TikTok as well, tap up that like button. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel. Every day, we are putting out some great content all about the crypto markets, macroeconomics, keeping you dialed in. And I'm not going to shill my own bags here, but I literally said that this is exactly how this week was going to play out. So if you want to get access to all of that, then hit the subscribe button. It's just totally worth it, in my opinion. Right. The new financial giants dive into crypto. We touched on this a little bit, but BlackRock, Fidelity, Vanguard, and now Charles Schwab all come in with big trading services in the new year. Institutional involvement could drive cryptos to new highs. We do still need freaking retail, though. We do still need retail, right? Which I think is important. But hey, the fact is we're going to get these boys in. Good news, all right? $1 trillion giants and their crypto journey. I'm going to go too much into it. Zebek is good. What is Zebek doing today, by the way? I didn't look. 1.76%. Interesting. But yeah, good news, I think. But yeah, institutional demand, once again, may be the big thing that's going to push the markets. And hopefully we can kind of get that. Crypto Alpha Crew, discuss XRP. Okay, cool. Brad Gallinghouse was talking today, wasn't he, Craig? I didn't see it. Craig did. He talked about how Bitcoin could go to 180K. Bullish on that. Let's get it, Brad. Let's get it, baby. But the headlines are all to do with Michael Saylor, and they're all to do with you know, all to do with all the other news we've got, which is good news. So good. Also, think about this: gold versus Bitcoin. Are people selling out of gold? Don't think so. I think gold's come back a little bit today, hasn't it? Gold, yeah, gold's back. I mean, not too back, but it is back. It's back a little bit. Casper's going to do big things soon, in my opinion. I mean, it needs to. It needs to. I did see a little bit more stuff about Casper, actually, the other day. I mean, I haven't really been tracking it for probably a while now, but what's the price at? Casper. It's at 5.6. Okay. So, yeah, it's coming back a little bit. It is coming back a little bit, which is kind of good news. But, yeah, again, I kind of, at the minute, feel like it's the same sort of thing with, like, Jasmine, and it's just all a bit quiet, isn't it? But, yeah, man, Bitcoin Cash. Who was saying the other day about BCH as well? Man, it's up 10%. Like, holy shit. Bitcoin Cash is going wild, bro. All this bullish talk. When is the pump? Well, I mean, we're up 6% in the last 2 days, but this is the thing. I think where we are right now, you just got to be mindful of where the markets are. Are we going to get this big god crazy candle? Probably not. Probably not. But while at the same time, if we can just have this continuous momentum, you want to see this. Obviously, this dump was pretty interesting on the back of the nervousness on, the Fed rates and all that kind of stuff. And don't forget, the expectation is that we could even get Kevin Hassett announced as the Federal Reserve replacement chair by the end of the year. Like, that's going to be a catalyst to the market. Might not be the craziest thing. So you could play out this scenario, and I said, didn't I? Like, you could play out a scenario for bull bear case. But okay, what's the bullish cases? Like, what have we got that's like good? Well, Kevin Hassett could be announced as a potentially new Fed chair. He's bullish on markets, ex-Coinbase advisor. Well, that will stimulate the markets. You're going to get Feds. QT is ended. They may start printing again. That's going to be good news. You've got massive money. I mean, imagine like, BlackRock, Vanguard, Charles Schwab all come in and dump, I don't know, $50 billion into the market in the new year. Like, who the hell knows? Like, could be pretty wild. Where we need XRP going to Rumble. I mean, I've been saying this about XRP the other day, and there's some crazy things. Also, if you didn't see that video, I said, look out, I think, Singapore's a big emerging market. They're a big cryptocurrency emerging market as well, right? And then all of a sudden, XRP is like, oh yeah, we've got official licenses for Singapore. Watch out, that market's going to be probably one of the markets we need to look at. When we look at kind of pre-markets and how the market's setting up for the day, Singapore, Malaysia, India, big emerging market. I think if XRP is going to start getting over there, yeah, could be good news if you ask me. Could be very good news, actually. And that's why I was talking about that. Especially UAE, we touched on as well. UAE is obviously getting big when it comes to the crypto adoption side of things. So, yeah, pretty good. So, yeah. People are too focused on daily price action. Fundamentals continue to improve. I agree. There we have seen the top. What kind of time scale for a bear? 1 or 2 years? Well, think about the 4-year cycle. Generally speaking, you'll see, you'd probably see at least a year if you were in a bear market, assuming, and this is where it gets confusing though, because assuming that, normally what happens in the bear market is people just, get wrecked, and then it's like, that's why it creates institutions don't care. They're not in it for the short term. Yeah, they sell and buy and sell and all the rest of it, but fundamentally they're just here for the long term. So, Shafikat, there you go. There's the price of gold, 4208. Oh, nice, Tim. Can you do that? Oh, bro, that's amazing. Love that, Tim. Oh, man, if you guys can do that, I need to make you guys, like, a couple of you guys more, like, I don't think I can do the whole manager thing, but yeah. Mate, that is absolutely brilliant news. Brilliant. Hit the thumbs up. 2-bit works is buff. Hey, Michael, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. We'll try our best here. Try and keep everybody dialed into what's going on in the markets. But yeah. So that definitely could play out to be way more favorable in the new year. Way more favorable. So, yeah, good news. Also, by the way, ordered my EliPal wallet today. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to be talking about EliPal. I'm going to try and get a little bit of a discounty thing for you guys if you are interested. I've actually ordered it, like the top one. I don't even know what it is, but it looks cool as cucumbers. So, yeah. I'm not obviously shilling anything, but got it for free as well. So that's pretty cool. And by the way, it was from the official website as well. So, yeah, I'm excited. Like, we're going to be talking about EliPal. It comes with, like, some sort of card. And anyway, we'll talk about when we get near the time. Singapore's one of the richest countries in the world. Yeah, and they are literally going big on Bitcoin. So, I'm down for it. Hey, man, can you look at BBUSDT coin and give your view for a long? Did we look at this the other day? BBUSD. Did we look at this? I swear we looked at this. I swear we looked at this. Yeah, we did look at it. I thought so. I thought so. You must have been in the live stream the other day. Why have we got it like that? Look at this. I mean, I don't know what it is, by the way. I guess I'd be looking at it from a sheer fundamentals, but I mean, the macro downtrend is down, which isn't great, but I guess if you were looking for a short term, would you want to momentum trade this? I mean, would I go long on this right now? What's it doing in its volume? Well, volume's okay, I guess. See, I think you want to trade this more momentum, and I'll tell you why. Look at, let's say, for example, the last month. Whenever you've seen move up, it's then consolidated. Like, this is definitely not good, is it? Like, you are my expectation is probably going to come down. I don't know if I would, to be honest. But if you are short-term scalping it, maybe. But, I mean, it doesn't look great for you are literally playing a short-term long on that. Because the reality is the macro trend is down. Look at it. Like, really down. So, yeah, probably not for me. Again, it's your money, though, so I'm not telling you what to do. Yeah, I really want to long that gold chart, but crypto has abused me too much. I'm convinced it'll liquidate by 6 a.m. Long the gold. If gold dumps, then BTC should go up as well. What about the guy that got... Yeah, but that wasn't his fault, though, was it? WF Capital. We were talking about this on the stream the other night. That it wasn't actually... The wallet didn't fail. It was him that either clicked some links or gave access to something. The wallet, I believe, didn't fail. We were literally talking about this. Before I ordered it, and before I agreed to anything, the view was that he literally got done, basically. So US user was compromised Alipay wallet with funds traced to linked to money laundering network, processed 27 billion crypto, blah, 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 blah. Blockchain investigator for revealed that the attacker executed over 120 Ripple to Tron conversion orders. The victim appears inexperienced and provided insufficient details on how the wallet became compromised beyond confirming user error. The XRP victim believed they were using Alipay's cold wallet product when actually operating a hot wallet, exposing funds to significantly greater risk. ZachXBT noted this confusion between custodial and non-custodial products is a widespread industry problem. He frequently observed Coinbase support impersonating scams where victims transfer funds from exchange accounts and compromise wallets after social engineering, with some later stating that they didn't understand the difference. This is like a big thing. This is the problem, right? This is genuinely the problem when people like get it, especially if you've got like this is just my opinion, by the way. This is why I think it's a bad news story. Like when people go, oh yeah, I got about $12 million in Bitcoin. Don't tell anybody what you've got. Like, don't tell everybody what you've got because you just make yourself a target. Now, obviously, I being in the social media space generally divulge the fact that my portfolio is about $600. I tell you guys that, I don't have a lot. I'm not a big, I'm not a big believer in, having loads of crypto. Yeah, I talk about it. I'm bullish on it, but man, no one needs more than $600 in their portfolio. But so many people are like, oh, bro, just made 500 grand on a meme coin. You're like, don't tell people. Like, Jesus Christ, do you know how easy it is to find stuff? But I don't know if I can show you guys this. But I think right now I am being targeted by a scam. I think, right? In fact, I absolutely, I'm just going to read a message. I categorically now know I'm trying to be scammed. Categorically. Man, they're so obvious. They are so obvious. Okay, let me see if I can try and show you guys this. Let me see if and this is the point here, right? This is the point. So, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Window. I want to show you guys. Window capture. There we go. Let's do that. Let's do that one. Okay. So, right. How we go. So, I'm going to just walk you through this because this is how you can tell that you are literally, in my opinion, this is how the scams are. So this is my DMs on X, by the way. And this is a channel that have basically messaged me and they're like, yo, 2-bit, checked your channel, clean stuff. We're paying for collabs, down to talks. I put, sure, what's on your mind? We are producing a video podcast series about creators, a project that explores the real lives and challenges of modern YouTubers and content creators. Each episode focuses on how creators from different countries and niches live, create, and stay authentic, right? Blah, 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 okay? They then say we're going to record it, 45, 55 minutes. So obviously at this point, I'm like, all right, this could be kind of cool. Like, Matt, what's going on? Like, they may want to just, like, talk to me. I put, okay, cool. Sounds interesting for sure. They put, awesome. You'll receive $1,000 paid 50-50, half after confirming participation and half after the final approval of the episode. You'll also get several edited vertical clips and your link feature at the release. All right. When are you starting filming, etc.? Also, where are you showing it all? You choose the date yourself with our sponsors platform. This is the first red flag, right? You're like, okay, it's a bit weird. The platform is necessary for us to review and edit the contract together, sign it, and also schedule the conferences. You're also asked about the participants. I'll send you a screenshot of those who've already signed the contract, who are scheduled for filming. And I want to let you know that the English language episode will be released on my YouTube channel, and there will be also a Spanish language. You're like, okay, right? They then sent me this. I can give you a personal invitation link to the sponsors platform right now so that you can review the contract, sign it, and choose a recording date. It's also important that you'll receive the advance payment right after signing the contract. So they're like, get signed up. We're going to send you this money. It's going to be great. So I put, okay. And I haven't replied since, partly because I've come on live. And then I just, they then said, I can add you to our participants chat so you can meet everyone right after I ask you a couple of questions. Shall we begin? After that, I'll create your personal link to your contract so that we can edit it together, right? Pretty interesting. They just want to get me to act it. And then they put 2-bit crypto. So, and then he's put, if you don't want to participate or scared, then just tell. Like, it's like, what? What? Like, this is a professional company that's telling me they're going to start filming for a podcast. And their answer is, if you don't want to participate or you're scared of something, just tell me. It's like, see you later, bro. See you later. Scared. Like, what? That's what they want you to do, you see. They want to tell you you're scared, so you go, I'm not scared, bro. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Send me the link. Click. Boom. Wallet gone. Happened last year. I can't remember who it was. I know Jazz Royce did something. It was the only time I think I've really been close to getting scammed. It was some game that they were trying to promote, and he clicked all the links and they drained his entire wallet. I just don't click on links. I'm just not that good. Scam for sure. I know a Farmstead YouTuber got the same message. Really, Wendy? Wow, yeah, it definitely looks like a scam. Like, definitely. No one I know follows their account. I don't know anyone on their list. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a scammerino. Yeah, Joe Lycett. Yeah, absolutely 100% a scam. So now I'm gonna delete, confirm. And they are now gone. See you later, alligator. But yeah, that's how bad it is. But this is what I mean. This is what they do. They just get people to click links. Like the number of times I've seen people like, oh, bro, got scammed, like had to sell everything, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, such is life. Alvin, what's going on? Says, got a new TV. What a nightmare to set up. I did see your videos, actually. Now, Ellie Pal is compromised, wouldn't touch it. Is it? The joys of being more... Tell me about it. Tim, will you put that word in the thing as well? I think you know which one I mean. I know that sounds like a solid deal, man. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's great. Can you imagine it? So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, my name's 2-bit crypto. I don't know if you've heard of me, but I'm from God's Own County. That's right. That's Yorkshire in the UK. That's why I'm bullish, bro. That's why I'm bullish. Anyway. XRP 262, Martin Bishop. What? What? I don't even know what that means. If you haven't already, give us a little thumbs up, by the way. Do give us a little thumbs up. We appreciate you guys. Got like 100 and... What have we got? Like 120 people on the live right now. Be great to keep pushing it. Armando, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys. So, BTC right now, 93,450. Looks like we're on a nice little rally here. That would be the day. That would be, well, not quite the daily high, but certainly is getting there. That's kind of where we are. What's with daily high? Just if we can get a close at 94K, that would be pretty good. That would be a daily Yeah, daily high would look pretty solid, actually. Whether we get that or not, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I would be down for that for sure. So, over to you guys. Ah, Vern, coming in fresh now with the glasses. Love that, bro. What's going on, pal? What's going on? Man, they are jazzy, aren't they? I actually do have some new glasses, actually, but I don't know where they are. They're not like glasses that you have to wear. They're just like cool ass glasses. Cool ass glasses. Tim's on the pulse. Tim is on the pulse, bro. Tim's got it. Tim knows what's up, bro. Let's have a look at this. This looks like an interesting thing. Bitcoin just repeated the same trap setup. Sharp dump to scare retail. Long stacked into resistance. Sentiment resist to max fear. The setup triggered vicious reversals. Bulls feasted every time. Is it happening again? I mean, technically, it kind of looks like it is. Maybe that's how it plays out. Bull case. Maybe, just maybe, hey? Maybe. I'll be down for it. Thanks for all the shares, by the way, everybody. Just down here, click this button here. Share us out. Let people know we're live. It'd be great. Thanks, Tim. You massive legend. Appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, this kind of aligns to what we were talking about here on a macro setup, doesn't it? You know, when we talk about the dailies and the weeklies, where we've seen this kind of same setup every time. You know, pump, consolidate, freak people out, pump, consolidate, freak people out. You know, the same sort of happening right now. The dump followed by, hopefully, the pump. This is kind of what I'm saying. Kind of, Tomato Pete. Yeah, kind of. I'll show you guys. I'll show you. When's alt season, Zach? I don't know. I'm looking for it myself, mate, to be honest. I mean, some have done all right. Don't get me wrong. I mean, ETH broke 4,800 at one point. And the disappointing thing is it was like $60 higher than what it had been previous all-time high. So we did get some alt runners. The reality, though, is that, you know, there isn't enough retail market to get real good movement of altcoins. You need the retail hype. And, you know, for whatever reason, well, it's not even for whatever reason. No one cares about crypto right now when you can get into stocks and buy Nvidia and 3x your money over the course of the last 12 months. Like, literally no one cares. I mean, the stock market was pretty flat today, in fairness. S&P rallied about 0.35. NASDAQ were down. But, like, the other thing as well, by the way, don't forget, people are, like, bullish, like, way more bullish than the stock market. They're like, oh, yeah, S&P 500 to 8,000 this year. Like, all right, cool. Like, people just don't care about crypto. They don't care about it at the minute. Q1 or end of Q4 alt rally. I mean, we might get a run on Q1. Maybe. We were just debating this a little bit earlier on in the stream that actually, if you look at everything that's setting up, Vanguard, Charles Schwab coming into the market, you know, you've got loads of this kind of big narrative that may well just push into the new year. That could be good news as well. Don, thank you so much, man. Appreciate that, Don. Hey, bullish on you, bro. Thank you so much. So yeah, so we may get that move into Q1. Maybe. Yeah, I didn't see it yet, Tomato Pete. I didn't see it, but I know there was some good conversations about it. But if you think that's, you know, this is why there is an argument for maybe Bitcoin skyrockets in 2026, right? Maybe everything aligns, you know, jobs start to come in, the Fed cuts rates, people start to print more money, companies expand, blah, 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 blah. You know, you may get a bigger move. And then, you know, all of this money just sort of comes over the top and everyone buys lots of Bitcoin. Maybe. Equally, though, that can be the reason why it's not. If institutions keep buying Bitcoin, they keep stacking their bags, then why would retail bother coming in? That's the risk, isn't it, a little bit? I think that's why people are just a bit like, all right, well, let's see what happens. I still want to sit on the latter. The four. I don't think the latter is the right one. I'd prefer to think that Q1 could be big for the markets, and there's a lot to suggest that it could be. But like anything, at the same time, BlackRock goes and dumps $3 billion worth of BTC. It's like, But I think as Vanguard and Charles Schwab comes in, they may offset the potential dumping from BlackRock. And you might end up with like some crazy ass race. I mean, let's face it, retail or institutions aren't really bothered as long as the price goes up. That's all I really care about. I'm halfway through the Jensen podcast. Oh, nice. Crypto Alpha Crew discuss altcoin rally. I didn't do it. I never got into Monad. I was tempted by it, but I didn't actually get in. I'm in some of the plays that's going to launch on Monad, but I didn't actually buy Monad as a coin. I was going to, but Just never really got around to it, and then I just sort of didn't. I mean, it's down 3% on the day. It's not the worst looking chart in the world, if I'm honest, on the daily. Down a little bit today, but had a nice bounce back yesterday. So I think it needs to get their ecosystem rocking and rolling, though. That's my opinion, by the way. I think at the minute it's just a chain. I don't think necessarily a lot of people are using it. They need to get things moving and grooving. Do you know what I mean? Need to get some shit on there, start getting some hype. I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be fine. I got an email from my exchange saying they were responding to my voicemail. I had to submit my request to customer support through this. Yeah, that's a scam. 100%. They're everywhere at the minute. They're everywhere. I get them all the time. Hey, we're upgrading your MetaMask wallet. Just click on this link. You're like, no, you're right. I always, if anything comes through, whether it's like credit card company, Coinbase, whatever, I just go to the actual app. Just go, right, okay, I'll do it. Is Monad another flash in the pan? I think the test will be once the actual utility gets on there. So when you get DeFi projects launching, I mean, is there like a Monad tracker that tells us what's on there? So obviously I've been speaking about Atlantis, which I think is going to be good. The DEX and swaps going to be over there. But it doesn't feel like they've got loads of stuff happening on Monad right now. So it seems likely we get the Feds to cut rates on 12/10, but are you concerned about a potential Japanese rate hike? A little bit, but I think here's the thing with the Japanese rate hike. I feel like that's already now priced in. Yeah, we'll get volatility, but I kind of feel like it's priced in. And if you remember, I said this on Monday, I think it was, that I said a lot of the carry trade that everyone's saying is like a really bad day. I think that came out last year, personally. I think a lot of the carry trade is like done. So yeah, we may still get it, but look at the yields now. Like it's still increasing. It still looks like they're going to increase it. And yeah, the 30-year looks like it's definitely going to go up, but I just kind of feel like the market's priced it in now. So yeah, we'll see. Brett. I thought Brett was doing all right when I looked yesterday. So I just want to do this Monad thing dead quick, and then I will absolutely look at it. But yeah, I mean, I think they're priced in that. So Monad ecosystem doesn't give us a lot. It just reckons that there is, well, doesn't really tell us anything, does it? I was hoping that we might actually see anything that's launched on here, but doesn't feel like we can see it. So, well, maybe there's a few bits on. Okay, yes, there's a couple of bits on here that in there. So you got 6 spot traders, you've got 3 perp trading, 5 launch pads, and 5. So you've got 5, 10, 6. You got 18 projects currently on the Monad ecosystem. That's it. So yeah, I think once it starts to pick up, then it might work. Might start to get a little bit more tasty, a little bit more opportunity. So yeah, potentially. Right, Brett is down about 0.5, but yeah, I thought he had a decent move yesterday. Still down though. I mean, God, you can't call it. It looks a little bit like a damp squid, doesn't it, to be honest? But yeah, I mean, I hold a little bit of Brett, not loads, but yeah, it doesn't look great in fairness, does it? But then I don't think any of the meme coins does. Monad Atomic Wallet stake 15% mini bag. Nice. Nice, bro. I like it. I like it. Oh, fingers. Fingers are cracking. But yeah, I think Brett, okay. We'll see. Curtis says £600 worth to a bit of what? Brett? Yeah. Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, no, less than that. Like, you know, like 40 quid. I don't have big bags. I'm not about it. Not about it, I told you. Oh, dear me. Good. Right. What else have we got? Well, look, anything you guys want to talk about, anything on your minds, any questions, anything on TikTok you guys are not sure about? There's the XRP chart. Look, bouncing nicely off that bottom that we talked about. Anything that's on people's minds. Like, I'm down to chat about a few ththings. And then, yeah. Vern, are you still here? Are we doing our live stream or not? Because I feel terrible, by the way, but I'm down for doing it if you are. Arturo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome in. Jasmine, I mean, I've been seeing a little bit more about Jasmine recently. I still hold my Jasmine, and it's similar to kind of what I was saying earlier on about, you know, even something like Brett and H-Bar to a degree. Like, you know, it's just a bit quiet. That's my opinion. Just a bit quiet. Maybe next video, do a video about how you got into crypto. I like it. Keep making the day in the live videos. I think it's good content. Yeah, I did that the other day. I mean, it's got all right views, but yeah, I just need to remember to do it. I literally, like, it's so easy to do. I just need to remember to actually film myself doing it. Like, yeah. But yeah, I've neglected TikTok a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I just couldn't do it yesterday. Flare, yeah, but I like Flare. I thought you only had £4 in crypto to a bit. I do, yeah. Only £4. There's no point having loads of crypto in, you know what I mean? One time, holy crap, where have you been, bro? One time's back, man. Good job I've got other moderators, isn't it? I don't have to rely on you. I'm only kidding. Ondo and Sui, man. Yeah, Ondo. I still keep seeing loads of news about Ondo, but it's still flat as a pancake, isn't it? 51 cents. Still, though, when you look at this, we need to see Ondo back in that channel. We need another day tomorrow where the market's push, in my opinion, right? I think we get another good day tomorrow. Let's say we get BTC to 94.5, 95K. That would be good news, right? And I think that certainly sets us up for a stronger back end of the week. I think if you get another pump tomorrow, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, like just 1% or something, then that could play out to be a bit more favorable in the markets. But yeah, things like Ondo, we need to, they just need to keep building. I think they'll be all right. In cold storage, so it just feels like money spent. What's that? London, question mark. I mean, are you asking me about London? Hold Jasmine and forget about it. I'll do this. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. At least with Jasmine, it does actually have a use case for why it would be important. So, yeah. Pre-markets, I mean, it's really early for the pre-markets, but man, the fair value futures looks wild, actually. Look at that on the Dow, the S&P, a little bit down on the NASDAQ, the Russell down a little bit. This is ones we're interested in. The Nikkei, the HSI down, Shanghai down. Yeah, might not be bad for crypto then. Let's take a look and just see what the Bitcoin futures look like. So Bitcoin futures are going green. Interesting. Maybe we get some bullish momentum. Maybe. London session. I feel like I'm either missing the point here or that I am stupid, which could be true, by the way. Could be true. I don't know what you mean. London session. Is that like a coin or is it an art? I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean. Man, those people are like, they're in tonight, aren't they? They're really trying to push the narrative stuff. I tell you what I've been seeing recently as well. There's been a couple of videos that people are putting out about BitTensor and Tau, how it's like a bit of a scam. Anyone know anything about that? I haven't looked into it. I just saw a couple of videos from a few people like, oh, like this is bad. But I don't know anything about it. I thought everyone was like pretty bullish on it, to be honest. But maybe not. Tau halving coming soon. Is that what it is? Where is it? I mean, Believes is going hard on people. Damn, Lunk scam validator. Where did he put it? Is it like oh, maybe it's like something that's coming up then. Has he not done it? Oh, maybe not then. I thought there was something on there. I think he was banging on about Tau or something, but maybe not. Maybe not. But I'll have to look at it. Is it bullish now? It's kind of all right. I know double checked and it's blocked. Maybe it's because we're live and it takes times to come back over it. Maybe, I don't know. It's the busiest session known for high liquidity and volatility. Let's do it. Yeah, I definitely thought there was a video about it, but maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping out. Live stream, crypto starts to recover. That's the London session. No, you've lost me completely. Totally lost me. I can't find this thing. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, I think maybe from next stream, Curtis, it might work. Google it. London session. The London trading session generally refers to the opening hours of a major financial market in the city, primarily London. Yeah, but it doesn't open till, so that's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, right? London Stock Exchange is open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 GMT Monday through Friday. Pre-trading is 5:05 to 7:50. The London Forex session hours. Okay. Okay. As this is a live already, maybe he would have ended this up. Yeah, maybe. So, okay. Fine. I don't know, but that's what it says, but not sure his question. Yeah, I'm not sure either. I was talking about the pre-markets. Pre-markets look all right, in fairness, but obviously we're more interested in what does, like, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. I think, like, you know, I think Malaysia, Shanghai, all those are going to be important. India, you know, the India Open as well will be probably pretty good. But if we look, I mean, the US have been buying pretty, US have been buying pretty aggressively, so we will sort of see. But yeah, I mean, BTC right now, 93.5. Like, let's get it. Let's get it. That would have been a nice little wake up. So we're getting closer and closer. Just feels like 94K is a little bit of a stretch too far right now. But look, positive on the hour, slightly overbought on the hour side. But yeah, job data won't be much data. Well, that's it. We got the ADP report. We were talking about that earlier on, 36,000 or whatever it was, negative. So that's about it. There isn't a lot rest of the market now to come in. If you think about data before the Fed meeting, like, there isn't a lot. So, you know, where are we at? Wednesday, we've done that today. So tomorrow we'll get jobless claims, forecast 220. So if we can get a better jobless claims, which I don't think we will, by the way, I think probably, you know, 220, as long as it's not like a fucking disaster at like 280 or something crazy like that, then that could actually be pretty decent. 4-week average, you want to see that kind of decline a little bit. Hopefully we kind of get that. PCE will be one to get. Looks pretty flat on Friday. Also, you've got personal spending will be interesting to see. That might come down, which again would show you signs of contraction in the market. So and then obviously we're into next week, aren't we? So we'll see. Next week's obviously a little bit bigger as to where that's going to get to and how it all plays through with the, you know, potential of the Fed coming in on Wednesday. So yeah. Fingers crossed, everybody, we can actually start to see the market do something. Otherwise, it's going to be pants. Sakari, what's going on? The Michael Monteclair, what's going on, bro? AI never gets faces. 100% happy holidays. 2-bit new Christmas music video out now. Let's go. Send me it, bro. Send me it. Let's play it. Let's play it. Is Alvin, are you still there as well? Alvin coming soon on Tao. Yeah, is Alvin still in the chat, by the way? Alvin, he was still in the live stream. Is Sitecoin still in the live stream, or is he gone? I don't know. Maybe he's gone. Maybe gone. There's something on Friday. I mean, there's not a lot coming Friday. That's the honest answer. But yeah, jobless claims, PCE, might be a big deal. Doesn't look like it, in fairness. Alvin, where are you at in terms of subscribers on your YouTube channel? Because Alvin can't go live until he hits 50 subscribers on his YouTube channel. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, everyone's got to go and subscribe to him, but it'd be great if Alvin was at 50 subscribers, because that way he could live stream from the shop, which is what he wants to do. So let me, where the hell are you? There you are. Where are you at right now, Alvin? 26. We could literally get Alvin to 50 right now. We could literally do it right now. Doesn't mean, you know, just go over there. Let's get Alvin to 50, right? Let's get him to 50. 25 people. Subscribe to @PsychCoin on YouTube. Boom. Alvin can start to live stream from his shop, which would be cool. So let's support brother out and get it done. Let's just get it done, everybody, yeah? Come on. Don't be sly. Just go and subscribe. It's just easier, all right? You're all subscribed to all sorts of nonsense. Go and subscribe to Alvin. Let's get him live streaming from the shop, because there was some stuff starting to get delivered, which is good. Oh! I mean, I'm on TikTok, so I feel weird about saying that, but let's do it. Don't forget, I think I can show, you don't mind me showing some of this stuff, Alvin, do you? Where are you? Here you go. Let me just make sure this comes up as it should do. There we go, look. Oh, hold on a minute. I did not want to do that. Why is it doing that? Stop it. Anyway. Don't mind at all. Beautiful. According to social media data across Reddit. What's that sentiment? So yeah. So look at this. All pretty exciting. Pretty all excited. So yeah, anyway. It'd be cool to get that rocking and rolling. So go and do me a favor. Just do it. All right? Just do it. That'd be great. If everyone just went over there and just did it. Can someone post the link in the comments? I just did. There you go. There you go. Which would be great. So yeah, 28. So we need 22. 22 people. Does Alvin do cat videos? Definitely. Yeah, Alvin does some sort of cat videos. Yeah, I think so. There's just videos on about his shop, and like I said, definitely worthwhile. I would, but I know you're game testing us 2-bit. Yeah, can you imagine? Absolutely just playing everyone like, oh, go and click the link. It's going to be great. Oh, dear. But yeah, look at this. Alvin potentially giving some tablets. That's going to be great. What is Monad? Is it worth it? I mean, it's on a discount right now, you could argue, but it's just a layer one, another layer one blockchain. Backed by Coinbase. So, you know, Coinbase are doing some things. So, yeah, we're at 30 now. Let's get it. 20 more people. Let's go. Let's go. What's going on, Sunny Rajput? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Right, BTC is trying to push. Man, we just need to see this move a little bit. Where are we at right now? We're at 2.48%. By the way, I'm subscribed to Alvin's channel. I'm a subscriber, bro. I'm a subscriber. Gonna work harder. I'm a subscriber. I am subscribed. See? Newly married, very limited time for YouTube. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. Well, congratulations on being newly married. Monad 100 billion max supply, so it's a gamble. Yeah, and not a lot of it is out yet. But if the ecosystem takes off, then yeah, it might do well. I mean, you could argue and say it has dumped a little bit. So, you know, could it be an opportunity to get in? Maybe. But as always, do your own research. Never financial advice on this channel. The only thing I would be mindful of as well with Monad specifically is the circulating supply, 10.83 billion from 100 billion, for 100 billion. Do you know what I mean? So the actual supply that's out isn't great. So there's only like 10%. So, you know, worth thinking about. Excitement pump, profit taking. Now it's about the hard work. Now it's about doing the right thing, grinding and working hard. And then, you know, it might be okay. People keep saying we're in a bear market. If so, this is a fake pump. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. I mean, not that I'm the oracle of everything crypto, by the way, but I've not been in a world of saying that I think it's a bear market, right? I don't necessarily think it is. I think we are bearish, but I don't think it's a bear market yet. Why? We're still above previous all-time highs. So think about previous all-time highs, 70K. We're still above that, right? Historically, you deem bear markets as like once the market tops in. Now, you've also got a ton of macro stuff coming that's good news for markets. Like, is that bullish or not? Maybe. So, yeah, we could easily tick into a bear market, though. I don't think it's like out of the realms of possibility. I just don't feel like the market is like mega bearish. Like we're just dumping every day, like down we go, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think so, Vern. Yeah, I think so. It'd just be easier, wouldn't it? It'd be easier. So I'll wrap up the YouTube live stream in about 10 mins. And then if you want to be ready for about 1:30, and then we'll just continue on our live. I think that'd be good news. Crypto Dan says, what's going on? Are you holding alt or all in stable? I'm about 50% in stablecoin right now. Yeah. Well, probably a bit less. Yeah, no, probably about 50% in stablecoin. Which by the way, I am prepared to deploy if I need to. I'm currently earning 15% on my stablecoin. Yeah, currently earning just 15% yield on it. So, but yeah, so I could go into it if I needed to. What was I going to look at? I was looking at something on here. I can't even think what it was. Oh, but I think it's going to be Monad, wasn't it? You could argue and say, well, maybe this is the bottom of Monad, and actually you might start to see a little bit more push to the upside. If you're going to buy something new and hype, try and buy it at a cheap price. Julian, what's going on, bro? Then, you know, that could be kind of what we're playing out as. So, yeah. But if Bitcoin could rally at 94 BTC would be a great day to close out. That would be bullish. Yeah, but we're only 1 or 2 above all-time high. 90% of crypto hasn't gone anywhere near its all-time. Yeah, I mean, altcoins, definitely not. Definitely not. 2-bit Base is coming out with its own coin. This will be bad news for projects like Aero, Moonwall, etc. Assuming it's a brand new coin. Now, I'm not going to start like going down some random way, but assuming it's a brand new coin, or they don't just announce that Aerodrome becomes the base chain coin. I mean, maybe, but like, I mean, Aerodrome would just integrate into the Aerodrome platform as well. So at the minute Aerodrome is built, don't forget what it will be as well. I just can't believe they're going to just launch a coin like BNB and just be like, yep, here's the base chain coin. Like, why would you buy it? Why would you buy it? That's the question. Julian says, you into. Give me a clue. No, not me, mate. Wasn't it? Sykes said he was having trouble with this. Yeah, so Alvin said he was having a problem. True, I now Filecoin. I'm thinking about more interesting. Oh, yeah. I'm into Bitcoin. I don't have a lot of Bitcoin, by the way. I'm not like a massive Bitcoin maxi, but yeah, I would say that I am into Bitcoin as I'm into the broader crypto market as well. Like I said, I'm here 6 days a week, live streaming, putting content every day, keeping you guys dialed into the market as always. And yeah, and we're here as well. We actually have a double show this evening as well. So Filecoin, yeah. I mean, look, Holmes, did we go into Filecoin in the investment group? I can't remember. I feel like we did. But it was like a bit more. But I mean, it's up 4%, 159. Yeah, I feel like maybe we got into it here and just ran this up. But yeah, like I said, I don't know too much about it, to be honest. I know that there was loads of hype around, yeah, sort of back end of 2024. An early part of early part of November, it was pretty hyped. But like everything, like altcoins are just smashed to oblivion right now. You're like, bro, the hell? All right, let's check on Sitecoin. Where are you at now? 31. Come on, you massive choppers. What's wrong with you? There's only about fucking 4 of you subscribed. Come on, bros. Alvin can't go live until he gets to 50. Base memes incoming. I mean, maybe. Bought again at 81. Nice, bro. Nice, Julian. The question is, do you think it goes higher? Do we think it goes way higher or not? That is the big question in everyone's mind right now. Is Bitcoin or can Bitcoin go? I bought a whole bunch more Jasmine yesterday. Interesting. I have a client that has an old PC from 2012 and is certain that there's BTC on it. Wow. Interesting. Interesting. Fell over in home bargains today, grazed my knee and dropped all my shopping. Damn security guard. Okay. At least 115, but then to 70k. Ooh. Bruh. I didn't buy that scam coin, huh? So many shook out, they would be blow off top. Do you think, Toby? Yeah? I mean, maybe. I could definitely see that. So, I mean, just look at something like BNB, like $900. Could way rally. Sui at 168. It's nearly back to the level that I bought at very originally at 171, I think it was. Aero at 68. I mean, I haven't checked. Is Aero still down as well? Or are they sorted their life out yet? Because obviously the website got compromised, didn't it? Have they fixed it yet? No, they have not fixed it. Absolute choppers. I want to see how my holdings are doing over there. Have they not like got a web? Have they not got their website pinned or anything? Medium.com, Discord, view more. Telegram. Taking profit at 115. It's probably not a bad shout, in fairness. Probably not a bad shout. The Aerodrome Public Goods Fund has acquired that max locked on 81k. Yeah, but where is the actual like website to their platform? The client said that she thinks she paid about $10 a coin. Wow. Holy crap. Yeah, that is going to be a pretty big deal if you can get into that. They're like the things that they see stories about, innit? Where they're like, oh yeah, just like that meme of that girl that's on the computer and she's like 51,000 Bitcoin on the screen. Okay, cool. Yeah. Like, let's get into that. I thought they posted a website link for Aerodrome. Am I making it up or not? Lock tokens. Connect to Aerodrome directly via @safe. Safe multi can interact directly with decentralized. Okay. Aerodrome. Aerodrome.eth. Is it this one? There we are. Swap deposit. Okay, yeah, fine. Fine. I think we found it. Man, that's kind of annoying, isn't it? That is actually kind of annoying. Who made Craig a mod? Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Right, there's the wallet I need. You'll need wallet connect. I don't want to. The hell. Jesus, that was a bit of a pain in the ass. I had to like reconnect my wallet and everything else. Right, there we go. Finally, we're back in. Where are we at? 12. Oh my God. The good news is it's been stacking Aerodrome. Holy crap, look at this. 12.99%. And I've got 200 Aerodrome tokens in there. Wow. I did not realize I had that much in there. That's bullish. 135 bucks. Yo. We'll enjoy that. We'll enjoy that. Good news. Where are we at now? 33. Come on, it's 17, bro. 17. That's all we need. It made me wonder all about all PCs that I've thrown away. And yeah, I mean, I know for a fact I was never mining Bitcoin. I like all these memes where people are like, you know, what I was doing in 2017 or what I was doing in 2012. And it's like playing with bloody, you know, crap computer games. It's like, I should have been mining Bitcoin. Any breaking news for Pete? Pete? Who the hell is Pete? I have to admit, I was moaning, wasn't I? I haven't done it for a while. Thought you had to get your glasses out to work. Yeah. Denari website connects to Phantom, has a few things that can use base, USDC, not financial advice. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've done it now. That I'm connected. They've just they're running it through a different thing. But yeah, look at that. That's bullish. 201 bucks of Ethereum. Let's go. Let's go. Great news. I need to stick that though on a favorite, so I've got it. I need to start. Do I need to choose another folder? Let's do that one. That's fine. I've got it. Good news. Right. Let's close this out. There we go. Where's Bitcoin at? 93.5. So not doing super crazy right now, but yeah. I still think XRP is the next big crypto. Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot going on with XRP that a lot of people either don't want to know about or aren't bothered to find out. But yeah, I think there is some good news coming for XRP soon. Everyone don't tell too, but I'm going off script. Shh. Stream elements. What the hell, bro? What do you mean, who's Pete? Peter Shift? I'm assuming, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, who is Pete? Who the hell is Pete? Who's Pete? I don't understand. Coin.d, Coinbase stock things and stuff. Don't bother read out. Don't bother read out. Okay. Sorry. So if you're going to put it in the chat, I'm going to read it out. I'm sorry about that. Pete is a friend of Doug. Tomato Pete. What? Oh, right. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. This isn't fair though. I told you, like, I'm not with it. I'm not sharp today. I had a tough day yesterday. I had a tough day yesterday, bro. I'm not as sharp as before. I had a long day, actually. Long day yesterday. And I'm not used to it at 42-year-old. My 42-year-old dad of 3. I should not be in a public house at like 3:30 in the afternoon. It's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? Tibit was on a London session. Literally on a London session. That's right, actually. I love that. I love that. Anyway, right. It is nearly past, so we're going to be taking this party over to TikTok, where none other than Mr. Crypto Vern is there. Have you requested to come up, by the way? No, some random person has. So if you are interested in joining us, then head on over to TikTok. We're going to be there. Obviously, I'm just going to continue the TikTok stream, by the way. And then I'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. UK. Don't forget to subscribe to Sitecoin on YouTube. 33 is there. So we want to get him to 50. Then he can start going live, which would be super bullish. So again, make sure that you do support Alvino, which will be great. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. As always, bring you the latest and greatest in cryptocurrency. So TikTok, don't go anywhere because we're going to stay live with you guys. But YouTube, thank you so much, everybody. We will see you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.